If we want to find out what the beef is on Bennu, we have to take a little journey. So come with me. We've arrived at Bennu. And this place looks like a pile of rubble in space. It's covered in boulders and is spheroidal like a top. This asteroid is a near-Earth object that is the target of a NASA mission dubbed OSIRIS-REx. NASA plans to land a probe on the asteroid and retrieve samples that will be brought back for detailed analysis. The OSIRIS-REx probe has been orbiting the asteroid for almost 2 years and has developed a high-resolution map of Bennu's surface. I've linked NASA's webpage containing information about the mission in the description. A team of researchers with NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center recently discovered an abundance of carbonate minerals on the surface, leading the researchers to suggest, quote, Bennu's parent asteroid likely had an extensive hydrothermal system where water interacted with and altered the rock on the parent body, end quote. The team has said some of the veins of these materials are as much as a meter long. Dr. Vicki Hamilton of Southwest Research Institute has stated, quote, our recent studies show that organics and minerals associated with the presence of water are scattered broadly around Bennu's surface, end quote. Now we're getting somewhere. Bennu's craters. The craters on Bennu are peculiar in that they have soft, round edges and look more like depressions than craters. I'm targeting the craters because they tell a story of water. Before we get to the soggy craters, we need to go over a process called electrical discharge machining and what it has to do with crater formation. In the current astrogeological community, there are two explanations for craters found on atmosphere-deprived bodies in the solar system. They are volcanism and impacts. We are going to discuss the third and less well-known electrical hypothesis. Back in 1965, author and researcher Brian J. Ford published an article in Spaceflight magazine. The article contained research by Ford using electric spark machining to reproduce anomalies found among crater formation. At that time, these anomalies had no viable explanation other than impacts and volcanoes. reason that I suspect that Bennu was soggy is going to take us into another type of formation. Formation through the release of gases, specifically vapor from liquids in a suddenly reduced atmosphere. By subjecting different samples of silica to high vacuum pressures, gases will be removed from the soil. At the moment of high vacuum, fine particles are forced to the surface, forming a porous and cratered terrain. In the presence of an electric discharge, these soggy silica samples can often resemble the soft, round-edged depressions that are found on Bennu while still fulfilling criteria to be considered a crater. The theory that crater formation occurs through an electric discharge still remains intact without need to alter any explanation. One could infer soft soggy craters like the ones on Bennu are a telltale sign the cratered body was releasing water vapor. The presence of liquid water on Bennu raises many questions, but in an electrical hypothesis, the presence of water exemplifies the electrical interpretation of crater formation. There isn't need for a new explanation, but rather, there is need for a new investigation.